Hello and welcome to another episode of Old Faces with your host, Mr.
Mrs. Mocha.
Oh, she got it.
I fucked up the other day really
Yeah, we
bad.
messed that up sometime.
I started and said Mr. Mocha instead of letting him say his own name because I was ahead of the game. That was the whole thing.
She was a little excited.
Yeah.
A little too much. So we are at Splash Mocha, Atlanta. I don't know the date, so. My wife's
It's
responsible
March
for dates.
24th.
Okay. So we have some guests hanging out with us, so, I'm sure you're going to make up some stage names. I hope you rehearse those. I don't want you to give me like real names and social and nothing like that. It's going to make it awkward. So say hi, everybody.
Hey, how are you?
Hello.
Hi. Everybody's here. We got a few people here. We might have people come in and out. But we do have a better setup this time, so maybe you guys won't hear as much of the background noise as what normally happens. Yeah.
So since we're here, Mike, do you want to start?
No, you need to start with how your weekend's going so far, Mr. Mocha.
How my weekend? So
That doesn't mean like what you did and that. Start with your arm first, and then go on to your number.
start with my arm. So I'm in a sling right now. I destroyed my bicep muscle. The first hour of being here, we were unloading a truck, and there is a huge cart that weighs about 2,500 pounds. So 9 of us are pulling this thing. We gotta get it over a curb. So we get it over the curb, and when we pull it, I see the wheel, so I move my foot. But then the ass end of the cart swings, and it winds up rolling on top of my foot. So I'm yelling at the guys like, it's on my foot, so everyone stops pushing.
And it's still in his foot.
And it's still on my foot.
Oh no!
I wasn't saying it was on my foot for you to stop pushing it. It was so that you can push it harder. So, and then I find out today, one of the guys was actually pulling the cart, trying to pull it off my foot. So there's 9 of us on the cart, 3 of us up front. The other 6 are dispersed throughout. Everybody stopped. One guy's pulling that way. One guy's trying to lift up on the cart. The other guy's pulling. So I'm in a weird position, so I can only get my right arm on it.
Pause on that. For those of you that have not seen Mr. Mocha, he has very large arms. Now, I'm not bragging, but his arms are very large. Like even when we went into, skipping ahead a little bit, when we went into the urgent care, they did not have a splint big enough for his arm. We had to go to the orthopedic. Anyways, continue on.
So I grab the thing and I'm trying to pull it off my arm and pull it off my foot, and I'm like, fuck, this thing is not. So I just pull as hard as I can. I get it off my foot, and everybody's like, oh shit, you must have broken your foot. It's got to be broke. So I go sit down, and as I'm walking to a chair, my foot hurts, but my arm hurts more than my foot. I've got on a hoodie at this point. So I sit down, I take my shoe off, and I wear a size 15. So like, of course, I take my shoe off and all 15, yes. So you know how your friends are. I take my shoe off and somebody's like, dude, your toes look like fucking velociraptor claws.
Yeah.
Good friend.
That is a true story though.
My foot's swollen up like sausages, and they're cracking jokes at this point. So they go get ice for me, and I'm looking at my foot. It's puffy. My toes are swollen. You can literally see where the cart rested on my foot. And I'm looking at my foot. Everybody's looking at my foot, and I feel my arm throbbing. And I'm like, fuck. I bet I tore the muscle. So I take the hoodie off, and I look at my arm, and my bicep is literally like just falling over. It's just.
Yeah.
So I'm not afraid of my wife usually. But my wife is the clumsiest human being on the planet. She always randomly hurts herself. So
Or break something.
break
And there's no
something.
fun stories behind it.
yeah, there's like fortunately all of her breaks, I was out of town when she broke them. Or you think I beat my wife? So now after all these years of me cracking jokes and me saying like you'd hurt yourself if you were on a feather mattress, so now I'm like, fuck, I really fucked myself up. So I've got to call her, and I know she's sleeping in, so I'm like, all right, I gotta call her. So I'm like, she's gonna panic. So I get in the car, I'm driving myself home, we go to the ER. So I call like, hey, how you doing? She's like, I just woke up. I was like,
I'm not a good morning person.
Yeah, she's not a good
I'm not a good morning person.
She does nothing within the first hour of waking up unless I want her to have a nervous breakdown. If I want her to start crying, that's when I start asking a bunch of questions. So I'm like, so I just want to let you know, I'm heading back to the house. She's like, okay. I said, no, I hurt myself a little bit, but I'm fine. So she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, well,
Pause on that. I literally was laying down in the bed, like, with the dog, like, God, why is he calling me so early? And then he said that, and I, like, sat up, and the dog was like, shit, what are we doing?
Well, because I thought I had to go to the doctor, and, like, generally, unless I've got a bullet hole in me, I'm not going to the doctor.
So true.
So I was trying to say this without her freaking out, because, you know, she likes to freak out. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the ER. She's like, well, come pick me up. So she wants to know what happened, so I got to get her to go about low. She's like, well, why are you driving yourself? My foot's numb. I'm good. Like, I've got no feeling in this foot right now. I can drive for hours. So I get there, we go to the ER, they x-ray the foot. Foot's not broken. We go to the orthopedic. And the orthopedic's like, oh, well, no, your tendons are fine, but you got catastrophic damage to the muscle. I'm like, catastrophic? That's a big word. Okay, catastrophic means like there's no coming back. He's like, okay, well, it's a step before that, so it'll just take about 3 months of no working out. And I'm like, so
and those of you that have spoken to Mr. Mocha or been around him in any way, shape, or form, he loves himself. I'm not sad about it. I love him too. I like looking at him all the time. I'm like, oh, you're so pretty. Like, he loves, not like, he's not egotistical in any way, shape, or form. Because when he's telling me the story, he leaves out the part where he was like, I'm just worried about my bicep looking different. And I'm like, you're not worried about that you might have to have fucking surgery on your arm that just fell over?
Like, I don't want that.
It's not going to be cute anymore.
Like, you're like flexing
they're not
your
going to be
muscles
symmetrical.
What the fuck is wrong with your arm? And so you know, I can go to the hospital, and
we went to the ortho, and
yeah.
Mr. Mocha, I said that story to say this. We went to the orthopedic, but we're in Atlanta, so there's a lot of orthopedic surgeons around here. So I'm like Googling everywhere while we're in there, because when he said that about his bicep, I was like, yeah, that's going to be a whole thing later in life, and he's going to have a complex, so we don't want that. So Googling all the sports medicine doctors, because he also used to be a personal trainer and a nutritionist, so he's very lateral, what are all those terms? You know, I'm not that, obviously. He knows about the lateral muscle and the quads and the whatever. So I wanted a doctor that spoke his language. So go into the ortho, and the guy walks in, and of course he's fine as fuck. I was like, oh, I'm having all these fantasies, like, oh, you should just bend me over the table.
I'm in totally good. And my wife's perving on the doctor. The guy walks out, she's like, I'd suck his dick. Thanks, son.
I was staring at his dick, but I was still panicked about your arm.
Yeah.
So, I was trying to kill two birds with one stone. But the guy walks in, and Mr. Mocha's like, oh, thank fucking God. Dude, I was so scared that you weren't going to know about, like, your whatever lat on this asshole. I don't know. He speaks a different language when it comes to like body parts. So, and I'm like, oh, I got some like, I got a little thickness over here. You know, he's whatever. Yeah. So no, you didn't say asshole. That was just like a term of endearment. So.
My wife throws asshole into everything.
Mother bitch. You know, like all kinds of stuff. Like whatever curse words you can come up with.
She just messes up.
Right. So, anyways, the guy walks in. He's good to go. We go home. We're not panicked anymore. He comes fucking back here. I was like, maybe we should just like take a day's rest. It was Wednesday. Nothing was even happening yet, you know? No. He's like, no, someone needs to be there. And I'm like, I think they'll be okay. You ripped your arm muscle off. Like, what else are they going to do? So he came back anyways.
But I'm going to tell you why I came back.
No. He came back because he was thinking about his penis. Like, he was like, there's so much pussy here, I don't give a fuck about my arm right now. I need to fuck some people.
But wait, let me say, it wasn't for me, okay? Let me explain this, okay? I can't work out for 3 months, okay? If you like the way I look now, I'm not gonna look like this the next time you see me, okay? I'm gonna look like, you know, a different person. So that being said, if you want it now, now's the time, okay? Because it's gonna be over with me sitting on the sofa for 3 months, you know. I'm gonna milk this shit when I get home. I'm gonna like, honey, I can't.
He's so full of shit. Let me tell you why. Because he had a hernia surgery like years ago. I literally had to scream at him because he went to the gym and worked out. He was supposed to like wait forever, so I know that's not gonna happen. He was literally talking about on the back deck while we were talking about his torn body parts. He was like, oh, well, that's fine. I can do the bike at the gym, or, you know, I can do this, or I can do that. I can just use this arm. And I'm like, oh my God, whatever. I'm just going to chill here. Whatever you decide.
I'm going to go to the gym. However, when I'm at home.
You'll just have one arm that you'll have to work harder.
While I'm at home, I am going to be completely disabled. Okay? I'm milking the shit out of this thing. I'm wake up in the morning like, you know, honey, usually this is the time of day I'm at. Can I get a hand here? No, I'm gonna do all kind of stuff like that. That's my plan. I'm excited about this injury. She's usually one that's injured, but I've got to do stuff for her.
He does.
So,
but he takes pretty good care of me. So but even when he's not injured, I'm like I always take care of him.
No, when I'm injured, she doesn't give a shit. All right.
Okay.
Surgery.
Pause.
Surgery.
Oh yeah, you can tell that story.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
I had hernia surgery, and the doctor made it clear, no humping motions for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How many days was it?
3 days.
3 days in, she's like, hey, you're not taking your pain pills, so
Why
let's
don't we have some drinks?
She's like, let's have some drinks. So we have some drinks, and then she's like, hey, how
No, I didn't ask. We just went to the bedroom and did it.
I laid down and
He's like, just don't jump on it hard. I was like, okay, got you.
So I'm behind her, fucking her doggy style because I feel this is safe. I can control this. So it starts getting good and she's like slamming her ass into my incision. No regard for me, okay?
He didn't stop me, but he absolutely did not.
I was trying to stop
me
her.
in
I
any
was
shape or
just in
form.
so much pain I couldn't formulate the words. After I came, then I was like, hey, I think that's a bad idea.
No. You came, I cleaned you up, you passed out.
Okay.
You woke up the next day and I was like, damn. Because I was fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, we took some shots. We were at home alone, we had shots.
Her plan to get me drunk to get dick. Just want you guys to know that.
Probably. That probably wasn't the beginning of the
And
plan,
then after
but
that,
it
there's
eventually...
Huge hematoma over the scar. She's like, oh, that looks bad. I'm like,
I was like, are you feeling okay? He was like, that was probably a bad idea. I'm like, damn, we should not have done that.
after hernias, after my vasectomy.
Oh no, that was you.
No.
Yeah,
After
no,
my vasectomy,
so-
I had sex because they told me I had to wait 7 days before I could have sex. I had sex and I was perfectly fine. Had sex with 3 women. Okay. I come home and she's like, oh, did you have a good time? Good time? Okay, good. So she's riding my dick like it's the last time she's going to be able to use it. And then I look down, fucking
last day.
stitches coming out.
But
No mercy.
let's just pause on that, okay? Because you literally, let's just talk about it. He didn't wait 7 days.
I wait 6.
He went. No, he did not. 4 days. He flew to Florida to do concerts with people. Several people. He wasn't supposed to be lifting anything. I watched him in one of the videos lift a chick up and throw her all around the room, and I was like,
She was a mixed martial arts fighter, okay? Like she was gonna take me out. I
so
was
you were
gonna take her
fighting,
out.
but I popped the stitch. I just don't think, that doesn't really like fucking go together.
The stitch was intact. That's what I'm saying. 3 women,
Do you think maybe
including
they
one that I
pushed it?
tossed, I was fine, and then she climbs on, breaks my stitch.
That's your story, you're sticking to it. Because that definitely was not how like things went down. Okay.
What about when you had your hysterectomy and then you decided that you wanted to have
I'll
sex?
take that one. I'll fucking take that one.
Wife's in info. She had hysterectomy. The doctor says she can have sex, and like literally, whenever she's hurt, I was like, look, I can use the dick. I'm not gonna move. I lay down. So she's like, okay, go easy. I'm gonna go easy. She's on her back, thrusting upward as hard as she can, and I'm like being perfectly still. Everything goes back.
But it had been like, what, 8 weeks at that point? That's not okay for me.
It was like 6 weeks.
I will lose my shit.
Yes.
I don't need food. I don't need water. I don't need anything to survive except dick. And then
Is there a therapist in the house?
if it's like his dick on top of that, like we can go long stints, whatever. But if it's like a good week, I start getting pissy at him.
That was a long stint. Everybody heard that, right?
Yeah, it was for a long
It was a
time for
long
me.
stint,
We're
yeah.
married. We live together. we have to, you know, like we're always there together. And I know sometimes my pussy gets boring, but just go get some new one, then come back home and get some. He always says to me all the time, he's like, "You're just tired of this old dick." I'm like, "No, but some new one would be good."
So yeah, so we did that.
So we're gonna go back to where we started, which was you came here Wednesday night. You were trying to divert from that. I got it. So you came here Wednesday night and fucked some people, and then you woke up and fucked some more people, and then you've done that several times since then. But then he's like, oh, I don't know why my arm's hurting so fucking bad, and I'm like, are you wearing a sling while you're fucking? I don't imagine you are. No, this is me getting onto him in front of everyone. Like, this is me choosing violence on the podcast, so you can't do anything.
In my mind, I was gonna wear the sling. I was gonna wear it.
I know you. You can't not move during sex.
Yeah, I tried so hard.
He's like, oh, I'm just gonna lay there and let like people ride me. I'm like, yeah, what fucking world is that gonna happen? But okay, pal.
And I started to say, fuck this arm, okay? I've had it for 45 years. I don't really need it anymore.
So this is like when women like talk about like guys think with the wrong head. Like,
yes.
That happens with you.
Yes.
More often than not, but it's fine. You've had way less injuries than me. So.
Yes. And every time you have injuries, you still fuck. Boot, she's still fucking. Knee brace, she's still fucking. Like, if she's in a body cast, she'd still fuck, okay? That's what she does. And then it's like she's judging me. She's like, oh, you don't fuck with your sling on? Yeah.
I wasn't judging you. I was just making sure you were okay. Because sometimes you're like me and you won't say if you're hurting. You'll just be like, oh no, my dick feels good. This is totally fine.
So it's funny, like I'm actually playing, and you know how you go to push her legs back? Like I'm pushing her legs back, and she like perfectly put her shin into my bicep, and like I'm sure this eye started to twitch, and like I move it, and like I can feel my dick, like, okay, game over. I'm like, just brace yourself, give it a second, we'll be okay. You know, or the one that grabbed my arm as she's coming, I'm like, can you grab the other one, please?
Maybe you need a sign. We should have gotten you a handicap, like, sticker tattoo.
Just slap it on my arm?
Yeah, just for, like, one side of their arm so that people know.
Thank you.
I'm here for you. I'm always here for you. Any ideas that we can come up with? Yeah.
So I am enjoying Splash, and I'm just letting you ladies know I'm looking for sympathy sex. If you feel bad for me with this brace on, right?
It's a true story, too. So true. He wants some sympathy.
Yeah, so just please feel sorry for me. And,
I don't give him enough attention at home, I don't think so. He needs extra attention.
She holds on
around.
to me.
Yeah.
So, wife, before we start asking questions to our audience, have you had any strange dreams?
Nope.
You planning on using it?
Yeah, I told you to. So my plan for today was that because I had like a lot of people approaching me about like, you know, play dates and stuff like that, and I like to condense things, you know, just make it easier. Because I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to do it this time. It's gonna like a whole bunch of. I just didn't think I would have enough time, so I talked to Angel.
Watch how she did that to lead into this bullshit. Keep going.
Yeah. So I talked to Angel, and then I talked to like a few other ladies, and anybody else would like to join. I think at like maybe 5 or 6, or I'm just gonna do a gangbang. That way, it's like just done all at one time.
You hear how she just tried to make that like, well, I don't want 5 dicks at once, but okay, I'm only gonna do this for time management.
I do. I only have a limited amount of time, so I want to get it like all done. It's just easier to get it done that way. You know?
And then tomorrow.
Well, we're gonna do a gangbang tomorrow too, but that is because the other dirty girls are gonna be here.
Oh,
yeah. So we've already said that was like gonna be a thing because everybody's asked like several times if we just want a picture of you guys all in the same room, which never happens. So
how did the picture turn to Kevin?
Because we need a bunch of dicks in our mouth. It can't just be like, hey friend, that's not what we're about. Here you go, corner. Yeah, it's got to be like a unique picture.
And this is how my wife works, the way she works things in. Like, you know something? I was gonna get tomatoes from the store, but I decided to get 12 dicks because the store was closed. What? Okay, that's logical, I guess. So yeah, that'll be good.
I literally was just trying to, so I'll have more time. I could get it all done, go take a shower, get myself back together, go to Mardi Gras stuff, and if some stuff happens again later, then you're all set. That makes sense, right?
I'm like, she's like, that's logical.
Yes. And then if you invite your friends too, then, you know, like, everybody gets a turn.
Listen, I'm good with that. We don't do that.
So there might be, I'll let everybody know. Everybody wants to come and join. You don't have no pressure at all.
Well, let you know my wife's level 4 pervert, so she talks really dirty.
Oh yeah. Well.
She's when we first started like doing lifestyle stuff, it was funny how many guys she started like enjoying herself when she started talking dirty, and guys would just come and they're like, dude, I never come that quick. I'm like, right. It's like, no one, women don't talk that dirty where I'm from. I'm like, you need to move. Find a new place to be.
It's like a different person though when the dick is inserted. It's like, she just, I have like kind of no filter anyways, so it just gets worse. But then it's like, I know I can say dirty horseshit and nobody's gonna say anything. They're like, damn, that's hot. But if I just walked around saying, oh, hey sir, do you wanna just fuck me with that big dick? No, I mean, somebody might be like, I mean, they might fuck me, but it's a 50-50, you know? Like, maybe some niceness about it, you know, a little bit of suave. If I walked up to you and said that, like, how would you feel?
Yeah.
Okay. The wrong party left.
Like, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so offended. I may say that while unzipping my pants, like, pervert. Here it is.
You're saying that I'm a pervert, but no. We just had a whole story time earlier. We're talking to like a couple, and when I thought, so we like have our basement set up basically like as a play, you know, we're like empty nesters, so as like a play area. So I took, sometimes, you know, we get bored, so we get kind of wilder than normal. We'll like go out and look for vanilla people to corrupt. So we go to the strip club. Yeah, we go to the strip club. We pick up this like vanilla guy. He gets there and he was like super nervous. He comes back to the house. First of all, he was just like, there's no way your husband's gonna let you do that. And I was like, he's standing right there. Like, he's fine. But if you're not comfortable with it, then don't come.
I was like, dude, stop making eye contact with me. You're making it weird. Like, stop. Like, look at her. Like, you're like,
he was worried though. He's, you know, he's a vanilla dude. He'd probably never happened before in his life, but he wanted some pussy. And I was like, well, he's gonna be home. Guy comes over, gets higher than fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he probably had like a blunt and a half at least. And then
we're
finally,
420 friendly, but it's like, dude.
Yeah.
You smoking or fucking? What are we doing?
Yeah. Because at this point,
like 4 a.m. I'm
it was like 4
nap.
or 5 in the morning, and we're like, okay, I'll let him get comfortable. So, long story short, we go downstairs, we start fucking. So above our like the room that I usually like fuck in is like right above the kitchen? The kitchen, and there's a vent in the kitchen on the floor. So Mr. Mocha is a pervert, and he lays on the floor and listens to me fuck through the vent.
Your judgment does not affect me.
He's still gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. So
I don't see anything wrong with it. No.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. So he hears me talking dirty. We're leading up to that. He hears me talking dirty, and then he hears me stop. So the guy's fucking me really, really good. But then like, I said something about him coming, like in a like sexual, like a. You know, during the moment, not like, hey, are you gonna come, dude?
I think it's something like, are you gonna come in my dirty work pussy? I believe that's what it was.
Probably something like that. So, he's like, oh, I can come. Just tell me you love me. And I was like, okay, what do I do about this? So I get silent because he's still fucking me, like going hard. And
so
he's
I
like,
assume they're done. So usually, I want to give the guy enough time. He's a vanilla guy, so I want to give him enough time to catch his breath, get up, go to the bathroom, wipe your dick off, put your underwear on. So when I walk down, you don't think I'm trying to touch your dick and I like that. Because that's what vanilla guys think first, like, oh shit, the guy's going, no, I don't want to touch your dick.
gonna stick it in my butt.
Calm down. It's not that kind of situation. Relax, So I go downstairs, I look in, and they're still fucking. And the guy's like, come on, please, tell me you love me.
Just please, I can't come if you don't tell me you love me.
So I'm outside the room laughing my ass off, trying not to laugh loud. And finally she's like,
No, we kept going a little bit, and I'm in my mind like, what the fuck am I gonna say to this guy? Like, maybe he'll just comment if I just sit here quietly. But I'm sure he had to notice that I got quiet because I'm very vocal. No, he just kept going, and finally I just like turned around and I was like, dude, that's never gonna happen. But we can just keep going, you know? Like, and he came and passed out. So he probably doesn't remember like the ending part, but who knows? You know, like everybody has their own thing. They all have their, maybe that's what he needed to feel loved. Right before he came. I don't know. But, I mean, yeah.
Afterward, you should have yelled, don't spoon me.
Yeah. I mean, I would have been like, okay, buddy,
Right.
I'll go get the dog.
Listen, I would have been worth all of it. I would. You get to come back just because we want to talk about it.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, but we've had a lot of different experiences just with people saying like weird stuff, and then I get silent. So
yeah, 90% of our lifestyle experience has been us laughing at shit that we encountered. Like we, after like the first 2 years you have your bad experiences, the shit that freaks you out, the moments where she's upset. We were going out a lot and she got a reputation for fucking like a slut. Like, so there were certain women who wouldn't let her play with their husbands because, you went to the last party and you heard her down there saying all kind of filthy shit. The guy comes out sweating like he just
pause
ran a
on that.
marathon.
I didn't know that wasn't normal. I did not know that like no one else did that because I was still new to lifestyle.
Well, here's no one else yelling out, use my holes.
I just didn't know that was like, because I had not been in lifestyle before and everybody there was very non-judgmental. I didn't think that anybody would be judgmental about what I said or how I did things. I was just like, oh, you can just do whatever we want. No, you can't. Well, you can.
So,
to an extent,
so she
yeah.
had become like, there were certain people who were like, you can fuck anybody but her type deal. So within the first 2 years, a lot of our experiences, until people started to get to know her and then everybody liked her, there would be days she'd come home, she'd cry, she'd be upset, but then we kind of turned this corner where it's like, it doesn't matter how fucked up the experience was, we come home and laugh at it. We come home and talk about it. And here's the thing, she's already sarcastic as hell. Like she's like the comedian in the house. There's days where I hear her coming up toward my office and I'm like, fuck, she's about to come and make me laugh, and I'm like, she's not gonna do it. I'm not gonna laugh at her jokes, and I can't help it. Like she won't leave until I'm like laughing my ass off. I'm like, fuck, I was gonna. So that's
But
us.
it's usually like TikTok videos or something.
It's TikTok.
Yeah.
No, with her she just does goofy shit or she just says random shit. Like, who says that? So with her sense of humor and my I really don't give a shit attitude, we started having weird experiences where we just come home and laugh at it. We had an experience where, she's not really big into girls. She's very bi-situational. So we play with this couple and she's a pleaser, so she's trying to be nice, and so she goes down on the girl.
But I wanted to make sure that I always like to make sure the wife is like okay when we were doing like couple stuff, So if that's what it takes for you to be comfortable, I'm okay with it. It's just not my first choice. I would like some cock. But.
So she goes down on the girl, and then they're done playing, and it's my turn to play with the girl. So I started heading southward. Now,
And I'm like down there like.
I didn't realize
trying to
she was
tell
trying
it,
to
like-
throw smoke signals and tell me don't do it. So I get down there and I'm like, what is that? Oh my God, this is bad. So
He didn't do that.
I didn't
by
do
the
it.
way.
I didn't
He
do
did
it.
not do that.
I didn't do it. I thought it. I'm like, there's fumes coming off this thing. I'm like, so I like look over at her, and she's like looking at me like I was.
Yeah.
My eyes are watering, so I like head back up. So we get in the car, and so we go through this. We get in the car, and as soon as like we close the door, pull off, like we look at each other, and we just bust out laughing. She was like, "I was trying to save you." Like from now on, like I stare at her the whole time. Signal? No? Okay, no. So that was kind of the start of us just kind of changing our whole lifestyle experience. So there's no bad experience. There's never
But it was because originally I think we went into it like with expectations. But now, then we just started going in with no expectations, and we had an amazing time, whether it was a good or a bad experience. You know, we knew we were gonna laugh about it later or fuck harder later because of whatever experience we had. So it made it. We learned together. What? What did I do?
the guy first time you forgot that I was there.
Oh yeah, that was a bad day. It wasn't a bad day.
It wasn't a bad day.
I'm
always entertained. Like I have the most inappropriate sense of humor, but I don't voice it. Like I'm one of those people that I enjoy laughing to myself. Like I'll see something like so it's like that's funny. Like I don't necessarily share it. We go to trapeze.
No, it wasn't a trap.
It was a trapeze. Foot long girl. I know.
I didn't really lose it.
Oh, you did. Well, I mean, you may have put a pretty good show on not noticing that I was over there like, are you done yet?
Oh yeah, that was a time.
Or are you done?
Go ahead, you're right.
So whenever I know she likes a guy, then I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I like it when she likes it. I'm perfect. Cool. I want to see my wife get some good dick. Then later on, I can prove that my dick is better. That's pretty much my goal in life. So I look for the best one. Like, I'm a gladiator. Like, oh, that guy looks like an animal. You over there. See what you can do. Did you like that? All right, good. Breakaway pants. I'm in the pussy. Okay, that's my mentality. So there's a guy, his girl, they're beautiful couple. Guys like talking. We saw him on SDC. He's got this fucking kielbasa sausage, and she remembered it. And she was like, "That's the guy." So.
And he was staring at me like steak.
Like the whole night. The whole night he's staring at her. So, and his girlfriend is fucking gorgeous. But he came over and it was kind of like, hey, that's my girl over there, can I fuck your girl? Like, and it didn't dawn on me that it was like, yeah, here, go ahead and fuck her, let me fuck your girlfriend, your wife. So they start playing and they are fucking going at it. I'm like, oh, that's good shit. So I started.
And we're laying like next to each other on a bed. So we're very in like from here, you know?
Yeah, like we're right here.
Yeah.
We're close. So she should see that on my side of this situation, things are weird. The girl.
No, but wait, the guy told Mr. Mocha, you can basically do anything. He was like, she likes it rough, you can slap her around a little bit.
So he's
blah,
like,
blah, blah.
look, he's like, listen, she likes a real man. Like, she wants you to take it. Like, she wants you to fucking make her suck your cock. She wants you to fucking pound her. Like, she wants you to kind of grapple with her a little bit. I'm like...
And Mr. Mocha is very literal.
Literal
if
person.
any of you guys have played with him, if you tell him this is what you want, that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So I've had to tell women before, like, be careful what you say. Because he's not going to do it unless you've said, you should do this. Or I like this.
Like, ha ha ha, I want you to stick it all the way down my throat. Okay, well, if that's what you're asking for, that's the goal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, challenge, I can do this. I mean,
Now he's excited.
I'm gonna make sure she
excited,
gets what she wants. I know what she likes. So she goes to suck my dick, and I'm like, really? And so she's like, okay, I'm not gonna use the exact
You can
words.
say the word.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
You can.
No.
Go ahead.
So
We're here. You've said it on the podcast 1,000 times. It's fine.
Cannot say it,
No,
man.
go ahead.
So like I'm like fucking her. Like I'm trying to.
No,
fuck
you
her
need
for-
to say the
Hold
word.
on, I will.
Okay. You
So-
need to because I need to know like what she said.
So I'm trying to fuck her throat, and like she keeps like pulling back, and she's like, I was like, hold on. She was like, no, are you gonna make me throw up on your dick? I'm like, wait, he told me that. No, she went. Hold on, let me exact words. She was like, you sure? Because you don't like to say this.
You can say it.
Okay.
No.
I'm just checking because listen. My
The
wife.
reason I need him to say it is because it was an interracial couple. Guy was black and the lady's white. So then,
Yes.
go ahead.
So this is an rich couple. So I'm trying to do what the husband told me to do. This is the husband, not the boyfriend, not the husband. So like I'm trying to make her swallow my dick, and she like pulls off, like she grabbed my thigh. She was like, I'm trying to figure out what she said. She was like, damn nigga, if you gonna do it like that, I'm like looking at her like, first of all, I don't even know you like that.
Like I'm looking at her, I'm like, all right. So I'm trying to like gather my thoughts, and I'm like, hey, he just told me that this is what you want. Like she's like, well, he didn't say you had a foot long, and I'm like, first of all, it's not a foot long. But thank you for the compliment. And so she's like annoyed because of the way they're fucking. It's not me. I'm not doing a spectacular job. It's just she's over there fucking riding this guy. Oh my God, I love your big, thick black cock. Take this dirty whore pussy. Like she's saying all kind of fucked up shit. So I'm listening to this. My dick is getting hard, but apparently the wife doesn't talk like this. And the husband is way too invested. He is, like, he doesn't even know we're still alive over there. And we're right here. So she's like, she keeps looking around. I was like, listen, here's the deal. If you don't want to do this, we can just watch them. We don't have to do this. We can pretend like we're having a good time. She's like, well, fuck it. If he has a good time, I might as well have one. I'm saying to myself, why didn't we start that? Okay? Why? So at this point, like, I don't even really want to do it now because I'm like, oh, you're only going to give me some pussy because he's having too much fun? Like, we're going to get back at that guy? All right, let me just give you some mediocre guy. I'm just going to do it. I'm just doing like a time waster here. Like, I'm not giving you the good shit. So afterwards, she finishes up and she's over there like, oh. I was like, yeah, you good? What happened? You didn't see what's going on right next to you? She's like, nope. I'm like, oh, okay. So we get in the car, and I tell her the story, and she's like laughing her ass off. But that's what we do. And then I got her back with SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob SquarePants came not long after that.
And I was happy about that situation.
So sometimes we do, not usually, not anymore. Sometimes we take one for the team.
We used to.
Yeah, we used to. Not as often.
That was our thing back then.
But this lady walked past, and she was fucking just gorgeous. She was like,
she had to be about 60.
Yeah, like mid 50s or 60, just very,
fucking
fit,
beautiful.
just and I could see his face. The husband.
Maybe the drool that was coming out.
Yeah, looked like SpongeBob SquarePants.
Literally.
He was just very like boxy, just like SpongeBob SquarePants. So it gets
hands up his nipples.
Yeah, it like got worse. Okay, it gets worse. So. No judgment. Like, she probably loves that dude because he was the nicest guy in the world.
Too nice.
Yeah. So, oh my God. Yeah, exactly. For me, yeah. So, he's in there fucking her, and he loses himself. Like, we're next to each other again. Trapeze. This is what all the stories are. Yeah, he's going wild or whatever. I'm over here sucking the guy's dick, and he's like, let me just hold your hand real quick, okay? He was like this. He was like, oh yeah, with my head, just like this. Just like, oh yeah, yes, oh yes, that's great. Oh, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening right now?
He was using words like vagina. Oh, your vagina.
Yes, I was like, oh, okay, we're on a totally different plane, but you got this. Just don't laugh. Just don't fucking laugh. His dick's in your mouth. Like, what are you gonna do? And he was just like, oh yeah, oh, that's great. Like, I felt like I was at, have you guys ever seen that movie, The Office? Where the guy's like fucking and he's like, oh, right. Like, I felt like we were in that, but with SpongeBob's voice. Like, I was like, what the fuck is happening? So I'm going strong, looking over at Mr. Mocha, like, God damn, it's like an hour.
I saw nothing. I'm over there sweating.
Yeah, he's going away.
I need somebody to kind of towel me off. Like, I'm all in here, okay? This lady came here just for me. That's the story I told myself, okay?
Yeah.
And she said, so what did she say?
You like went all the way in and she jumped up because it hurt.
Yeah. She said something like, oh, well, I can't take that. And then
we laughed.
Yeah, so I hear laughter, and I'm like, there's like an audience. I'm like, oh, there's people around. I look over her, I'm like, oh. Like the eyes, like I look at, like, oh, shit.
Like, I didn't care that anyone saw my face, because I was like, yo, is this what we're doing now?
I like it. Yeah, like I'm whispering.
But then I can't even tell them the story until we get in the car.
Right.
But clearly I know something. Well, here's the thing. I saw the guy. Okay, you don't have to tell me the story. I knew you were taking one for the team.
No, it wasn't about that part though. It was just like, I could have continued on. had it there. I just couldn't do like his dirty talk was different, so it was fine. We all have our own thing. It's totally fine.
Enjoy your picture.
He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So yeah, that was
Yeah. So
I laughed at that like all the way home. And I wasn't supposed to laugh back then. Back then, laughing was not the right thing to do. But I laughed, and I didn't get in trouble because she laughed while I was laughing when she was telling me what he was saying.
he acts like he gets in trouble all the
so
time.
Good. China's so good. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, he was going, oh wow. Wow. You ever seen the meme of the guy? Wow. That's like what with the rainbow, like in everything. I was like, oh my god. Okay, you're just fine. Don't make a face. Don't make a face.
And she's bad at not making a face. I'm sure that this guy, he must have been on it because she is the queen of making a fucking face. Like there's times
I'm just that I don't have a good poker face.
I can see her from across the room making a face. I'm like, oh. And she's like, don't worry, they didn't notice. Oh, they noticed. oh. I noticed from over there. They noticed. Yeah.
My bad.
My life.
But you act like you're in trouble all the time.
I am.
You're not. No, I am in trouble way more than he is. Like we
get in trouble for different reasons.
I get in trouble because I would just say like a no filter, super crazy stuff, and think that I was funny because I knew that it was a joke, but I didn't tell the person I was talking to that it was a joke, and they just met me and they didn't get my sarcasm, and I probably offended them, but
Sarcasm
I'm oblivious.
30.
I'm so fucking oblivious to my own sarcasm.
Assume that they knew she was joking.
It was because we were the worst time was we were in trapeze. We were there a lot back in the day. We were in trapeze, and I'm like party ADD. I talk to everybody. Like I try to, I'm hopping around everywhere. We walk up to this couple, and I said, he said something, and I was like,
Well, let's preface this.
We just met.
30 seconds in.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how are you? We are.
And he said something to me and like tapped me on the arm, and I was like, oh my God, you always beat me.
We banter back and forth. This is what we do. We banter constantly. This is what anytime you're around just through us, we're bantering. She is a lot wittier than I am. So I usually lose them. So like I kind of will say some smart shit and then leave. So I don't take the brunt of what she's gonna give me. That's what I do. In this situation, there was a new couple here. They were attractive. I'm like, we're gonna have sex with these people. So she says something, I said something, and I'm like, I said something sarcastic. She was like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm talking about. You talk to me like this, and you beat me. Somebody, as she gets that out, walks by and goes, Mrs. Mocha. She's like, ah, and walks away. Right after she says that, so it's just me and these people I just met. No punchline. Like the punchline never came, and when she jokes, she does it with a very straight face. Super straight. So I'm like standing there. They're looking at me like horrified. Like so
He walks across.
I walk away, so I walk over.
He grabs my arm. He said, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like, what?
I walk over there, I grab her arm, like, what the fuck?
And I'm drunk, so you have to talk to me like you're a mad parent at a toddler. So.
And with that facial expression, the thing is she's drunk and she's like, what are you talking about? Like she's happy while I'm pissed, which makes it even worse. Because all this energy I brought across the room didn't work. So I was like, these people think I fucking beat you. She's like, no, they don't. I was like, why wouldn't they think that? She's like, they know I'm just joking. They don't know us. They just met us. How do they know you're not joking? She was like, because I was joking. And then left. Fuck it.
Yeah, have you guys seen the meme like where it says like when your husband like first married you and he looked at you like, who's the guy from Yellowstone?
Rip.
Rip. Yeah, and he's looking at what's her name? The chick, crazy chick.
Yeah.
What's her name? Does
Crazy
somebody
Beth.
remember?
Beth.
Bet, yes. Like it's like him looking at her like when they're first in love, and then later on it's like him shaking his head every 5 seconds. That's like all the
It's
time.
my life.
Yeah.
All day.
If I'm sarcastic, if I'm funny, if I'm not funny, it's just the constant head shake.
Yeah. That's my life. Well, I love it. So listen, we had you guys here
Yeah,
listening
sorry.
to us rant on. So
Does anybody have any good stories?
Vixen,
She has no stories.
she's not gonna talk.
She's just listening.
But we're gonna. I'm always gonna try to get her.
We can share a story.
Yes,
Oh.
go ahead.
Jump in.
Okay. So we have the like the hot wife cuckold dynamic.
Okay.
And we've been in the lifestyle for about 8 years or so, and we've had a lot of really great experiences. But like you guys were saying, like when we have a bad experience, we've just learned to kind of laugh it off and make it part of the adventure. So what was it, about 3 weeks ago? We met a guy online, and we always do a meet and greet, make sure that they're cool and they click and all that. So we did that, and he was really nice, and he kept telling us how like involved he was in the lifestyle. I've done this a million times, you know that like single guy bravado that you get,
Yeah.
This is you're the 50th million couple. Okay, sure, and everything. So we got good vibes. We thought it'd be good. So we set up a date. So we went over to his apartment. And we get there, everything's going really well, had a couple drinks, everybody's loose, and stuff, we're having a good time. And so then it moves into the bedroom. So, we're getting all set up, and we like to film. So, and he's always very respectful. He always says, like, can I film? Guys like, yeah, I make content all the time. We're like, okay, cool, So then we start going, and this guy cannot get up at all. And like, so then.
Yeah, don't forget that. He said he was going through a divorce.
Yeah.
And then when he said it, he tells me because I was sitting in the living room first, and then he's like, if somebody comes out of there,
The other bedroom.
Just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So she was locked in the other bedroom.
Yeah.
With the dogs. So
Yeah.
and I'm just like. Okay.
Yeah. It was so awkward. And then
At first, and
then he
I
was
looked
like,
at her because I was like, "Did you just catch that?"
Did I believe you that?
Yeah. Are we gonna get locked in?
What happened prior to all this?
Yeah. Listen here.
At first I thought, because I heard the dogs, at first I thought it was just the dogs, but
No.
but then like halfway through, it's like, yeah, if somebody walks out of there and goes to the bathroom, yeah, don't worry about it. They're just, that's my ex.
Yeah. Very awkward. So then he was like,
Was
well,
it lock on the outside or the inside?
At that point, I was just checking out the exits.
then he was like, well, I'll just put the camera away. Like that, some people think they're okay with camera, but then they're really not.
Yeah.
So put the camera away, and then I'm just trying so hard to like, I'm turning on all the sex. I'm like, this guy's just nervous, like, and I've been with first timers before, so I'm usually good at like making them really comfortable.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to be experienced.
He was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so it got like worse and worse. And then like what bothers me is when they don't give up. Like just give it up. Like you can't, it's not happening, and so then he just like keeps, trying and trying.
And I left the room because I was thinking,
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
it was,
maybe that'll help.
so.
But then it's not fun for me because that's our dynamic. It's the watching, So
Right.
then I'm getting like more and more, and I'm a pleaser.
Yeah.
So it bothers me when not everybody's having fun.
Right.
And so
She's giving me looks too the whole time.
Yeah. It's like you guys with like
Like,
the,
when
the
is this gonna
eyes.
end?
Yeah.
I need you to
But
stop
she's
this.
mouthing, like she's mouthing.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, help, but like I can't say it out loud, but I'm like, that's what my eyes are saying, and so finally he's just like, well, and I look at the guy and I go, it's okay, like we can do it, we'll do it another day, like maybe it's just a bad day, and everything. And then the guy's like almost like tearing up. He's so upset about it, and I'm like, it's all for fun, like it's really okay.
You don't have to cry. It is okay. You may try again. Okay.
Yeah. So we got in the car.
Anyway, he starts apologizing to me too, and I'm like, I'm not fucking you.
Exactly.
She's the one
I'm
that's
good
gonna be
here.
mad. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's funny is also in our dynamic is he usually picks the guys because he kind of knows what I like, and so then he feels bad about it, you know. So then he's like, I picked a Don, I'm so sorry. And then, but like you guys, like we have to laugh it off, and we spent the whole car ride home just being like, what an adventure, you know, like what
just happened.
Yeah. And then the guy's texting me the whole way home, like, well, how about tomorrow? And like, I think I got it now. And I'm like,
dude, I mean, left your house already.
Yeah.
That's when I step in. Like,
I mean, there are some guys though too. I think everybody has like a down day. So I have a policy like I'll always give you a second try, because there are some guys that will like because they want to please somebody. There are something like that. Even though they're alpha, they still want to make sure you're good, which is great. And sometimes you have an off day, and it's okay if your dick doesn't get hard, but just tap out and be like, hey, I'll come back to you later, or whatever. I prefer that, because I'm going to be mad as fuck if my mouth is dirty now, because I try to suck your dick for 30 fucking minutes. And then I try to figure out in my head, like, how am I going to get out of this without embarrassing the guy, or the guy feeling bad about it, or him being like, wow.
Because if she puts me in the game, I'm like, all right, buddy, listen, I get it. It's not working. Okay, let's try this another time. Dude, don't push rope for a fucking hour, okay?
Yeah, like that's not impressive.
We've all had our moments.
To eat my pussy for 30 minutes, like, damn, man. Like, I see your dick is not hard, and it's okay. Just be like, hey, I got it. Especially at fucking Mocha. You guys have to have a dick hard. Your dick hard. I don't have a dick. I got a pussy. All I do is spit on it or throw some lube on there. Yeah, I mean, like, the guys have a much harder job than, I can't say, I don't know. It's pretty even, but you guys have something that protrudes from your body that has to come out.
No, it's hard. It's hard. Because here's the thing. We may want to continue fucking, okay? But it's like, that's what in the single guy meeting, we do tell the guys, like, hey, try not to fuck yourself out.
Yeah.
And number two, like, don't push rope for now. Like, at some point, because, you know, veteran women understand it's not them, okay? Women who aren't veterans think it's them. So, you've already nutted 4 times a day, and your dick is like a fucking slinky at this moment.
Just because the chick is a super bad bitch, don't just do it.
He's
just
like,
say,
oh shit, I really want
to
to fuck her.
I got you at 7 because I just came.
Yeah.
You know how many guys here like tell me that, and I appreciate it, because what if we've been waiting on that moment for 2 years because we only see each other at Mocha every year? I'm looking at you. But you know what I mean? Like, what if you've been waiting on that moment, and then I'm not saying that you ruined it, but like I can't say that I won't go back, because I am good at giving second chances. But it may be the next Mocha 2 years from now, you know, because I'm like, you know, there's 50 other dicks here that were hard for me, you know. So I get that. There was a few times, like I think it was like 5 times in a row. We probably played like 6 or 7 days in a row. That because you were off that week. Remember?
Off work or just off?
Off work. So we played we had like a bunch of play days. I was like ready. That rarely ever happens, just so everybody knows. And about like the 5th or 6th time, I got in the car and like boo-hoo.
Oh, so this
But
was
what we
early
didn't
on.
realize was that the couples that we were playing with were intimidated by his dick. So I was getting no dick every single time, but I wanted him to have a good time because he traveled all the time. So I was like feeling bad, like, okay, well this will be his time and I'll get some single dick, you know, later on. We'll be fine.
No, that was before we decided that. This
Single
was when,
dick?
no,
I've
that
always
was
fucked single dick.
I've always encouraged her. Like, I was in lifestyle before her, so my thing has always been like, when she came, whatever you want to do is what I want you to do. I mean, I'm not going to be part of 0.01% of the Earth's population in this lifestyle that we have and fucking live it partially. I want all. If you want it, you have it. So, like, for her, it's always like, look, get as much dick as you want. But at this time was when we were still, like, doing mostly couples. And we had this week, and I remember the last one, the very last one. We go outside.
Pause on that. I don't cry very often.
Yeah.
He said like 3 times that I cried, but those are probably the 3 or 4 times in our relationship
doesn't
I've
do it.
actually cried.
She doesn't do it often. So she gets in the car, and she fucking breaks down crying.
And I was like, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Does my pussy smell bad? Like, I was like I overthink. So I'm like overthinking the hell out of everything. Like, I've been going to the gym all the time. Like I thought I checked myself. Like so many things. Like I was going through so many scenarios in my head. Like something is wrong with me. But it was him.
All I can do is go home and whip out the old dick and show her that I still like it. Like, yeah, I don't know about that guy, but my dick likes it, okay?
Yeah.
And then, like, the next day, she's like, here's the deal. From now on, when we play with couples, you wait until I start fucking pull your dick out. I'm like, what? Don't pull your dick out until I start.
Mm-hmm. And it worked. It worked. We lived by that rule for a long time because there are, like, couples that play in the lifestyle because they want to have, like the guy wants to have as much fun as the girl. And then there's couples in the lifestyle that don't give a fuck about the other guy's dick size, and there's couples that care about the guy's dick size, and that's like a whole shit show in itself. Like, not saying that's like a bad dynamic, because that's yours, but I mean, it kind of fucks shit up sometimes. He fucks shit up for me sometimes. So.
And then when we started playing by her rules, okay, I'd wait to play with her. And then
You were fine.
no. Here's the thing. At least I'm polite enough to be having sex with this guy's wife, and not like grabbing her by the throat and saying, "Take this fucking dick." All right. I'm not dominating his wife because I don't know if that's what they do. I may want to, but I don't. Her, on the other hand, she's over there like, "Take this fucking dirty whore." Like she's saying shit that this lady has clearly never even thought to say. And so now I get my dick out, and the lady's like.
It was payback.
Looking over at
Total
her.
payback. That's all it was.
And so now I'm trying to have sex while this lady is like trying to tap her, like reach over to grab her husband's hand. And the guy's like, yeah, like pushing her hand away. I'm like, okay, great. There we go. There you go.
Sometimes karma, buddy.
Yeah.
Karma.
Yeah, so apparently I'm going to be here and having a conversation like with her. It's okay, listen. You don't have to fuck the way she fucks.
There's a
Now I'm
lady
doing
that cried on
fucking a therapy session while I got my dick in her. Like, he's really enjoying himself. I'm like, it's like, yeah, you know, listen, her pussy's not that good. Don't worry about it. He looks like, no, trust me, he's not having fun. It's terrible.
That's why I put her on your husband.
Where's pussy at right now? Why do you think I married her?
Not because I can cook. That's it.
No, I stick. So anybody else want to jump in there? We got some single guys here. You know, we got a few guys here. So my wife's been pervert on you for a while, man. I mean, at some point, just grab her in the headlock, take her in the back, and have your way with her.
Sorry, that's not my swab, okay? He's trying to cock block now at this point.
I'm like, I'm encouraging, like I'm throwing you an alley-oop. Like, I don't joke about who my wife wants to fuck, because I realize if you joke like that, some guy would be like, oh, your husband said you want to fuck me. I'm like, no.
And then I'm like looking at him like, wow, did he say that? Not in a bad way. Okay, well, let's just go ahead then.
I don't make, and I'm like a direct human. Like, I'm nice to women, but the dudes, I'm like, hey, she don't want to fuck you. All right? Last time you fucked her, your balls smell bad, okay? It's over, I'm sorry. Like,
I do have a couple things.
my balls were clean, yours weren't. So, I mean, I get a second round, you don't.
It happens to the best of us. That happens to the best of us. And like I said, I always give everybody a second chance.
Stinky balls.
I've totally, literally have given guys second chances.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, like I said, we all have an off day, and that just so happened to be the day that you beat me. What if I have an off day, like the first time we meet, and I'm like, damn, that could have been really good, but I just fucked that up for myself because I had that day or something. Well, that's why we're married, because if we were the same, it would be even worse than like real life shit.
Even worse? Did you say worse?
Oh.
Like it's terrible already? It's gonna be, something, I don't need this shit.
I told you I told you if you leave, what exactly would happen? What would happen?
Well, you're gonna have a whole bunch of no dick.
And I'm gonna have me and the dog.
She's gonna have a harem of cock. What? You already got a harem of cock. like she has a perfect life. It's not like she'll go, I give her some dick. She's like, something, so-and-so texts me. I think you get some pussy. I'm like, okay.
But he does the same thing to me. He'll just like come home. But we also we did that in stages.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we just went like all out and we were like, oh, this is what we're doing. We like in the
In the
beginning,
beginning, she would set me on fire.
we would ask each other, not just communicate. We didn't ask.
Yeah.
We didn't ask. We
It's
were
not
just,
permission, it's
right.
communication.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I pushed her to get what she wanted. Like, I give,
explain that.
I give her a hard time, and I've always given her a hard time throughout our relationship because I think differently than her. For me, it's like I've never had a fear that some guy can come around with a great cock and take my wife. So it's always been like, if you want to fuck,
You should start feeling.
I like the competition. Okay? Like you, oh, was that the dick that good? Let me go stretch. You know? so like I never had that, but because of the environment she came from before me, there were a lot of insecurities that she had, and I will say this, you know, as a dominant male, it's my responsibility to make her feel secure. It's my responsibility to help her understand. And in the beginning, I would get mad at her. Like to me, for her to think that I would cheat or to think that I would choose someone over her, I'm like, that's an insult. Like,
But I think a lot
chose
of people.
you. Like, I wanted you. Like, you were like the last person, like, fuck, I guess I'm gonna take that old hack down there. Like, that wasn't what it was. It's like, I mean, I've been fucking for all of these years, and all of a sudden, I'm like, fuck, I can't live without this one. So she would be like, you know, have these insecure moments, and it took me a while to be, like, I would get pissed off. I'd be like, you think I'm a fucking idiot? You think I don't know what I want in life? I chose you. Like, I didn't want nothing else. And so it took me time for her to explain to me and break down her background and why she was insecure and how she had offered trust.
I didn't use past trauma as a weapon. I was using it as a weapon against you. I was using it as a weapon against myself because I was so concerned about, well, you know, my ex was a nutbag, but everybody's exes are nutbags. But there were a lot of things he said that I just, you know, carried on into our relationship. But I had to realize that he's very simple and he's very straightforward. My ex-husband was not. There was always a gray area. So I didn't know if he had gray area. Then once I found out it was very black and white, and I was like, oh, that was much easier. Once I understood it, it just took a few years. But yeah, we had a few arguments. But our arguments aren't like yelling or screaming or any of that stuff. It's always communication. We just talk to each other. Sometimes I get a little nutty, but just a tip.
We're like that too. Like when we first started, I would say every 10 minutes, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And he would say, "I'm okay. Shut up. I will let you know when I'm not okay."
Yeah.
And then even now, like 8 years later, I still say, "Are you okay?" And he realizes, like, we had a really good conversation about it. I just need to hear it. I need to hear you say you're okay.
Yep.
And then when you say you're okay, I believe you, but I still need to hear it.
Yep. Yeah, and especially when you're exploring like new fantasies and this whole everything, you know, a new kink, a new fantasy, whatever. We've said before, like fantasize about it while you're fucking first. If that feels okay, then go on and actually try it, because you're gonna either feel jealous or insecure or whatever, but that's okay because it's a new feeling of, you know, somebody else. Oh wow. It's a new feeling of, you know, I'm done. It's a new feeling of you seeing your spouse getting fucked by somebody else or being pleasured because they may not have ever done that one acrobatic move or whatever it was, and you're like, damn, maybe I should. Sometimes it's motivation for me though. Like I'm just jealous enough that I'm like, oh fuck that shit, I'm gonna do that even better. No ma'am, you did good, but I'm about to be better today. My hip may hurt later, but I got it.
That was a huge like milestone in our relationship when she refined her jealousy. There was a time when she had jealousy that would turn into it would be silence and whininess, but then it transitioned to.
I wasn't whining because I wasn't really whining. It was just silence. I'm silent but deadly type person.
It was. You're right. I wouldn't say whiny for her, not whiny for most people. But then her jealousy turned into what I have, where it's like, okay, she wants to prove that she can fuck better than the person I just fucked. So I'm like, well, let me add some extra details. So yeah, so I flipped her upside down. I mean, you don't really do that. If you wanna, and, you know, so like it turned to I come home and there's two things for her. Number one, she knows like once I come, I'm done. So for her, being able to get my dick hard is a big thing, because when I'm not ready to recharge, like you can fucking put some electricity to that thing. It's not, but so with her, being able to make my dick hard at will, and then like she goes wild after I have sex with somebody, and that was how she started channeling her jealousy. And then it would be like you know, she wakes up in the morning with this smug look on her face, like, yeah, that's my dick. And I'm like, I feel violated. Do it again. So that was kind of how she channeled her energy, which made things even better, because it made me comfortable describing, you know, the sexual experience that I had when we were playing separately. Because
But that was my only fear, even in the beginning when we were playing separately, was that because we went from playing with couples like all the time, or him at least somewhere in the vicinity. So it went from that to, well, I couldn't see what was happening anymore. So I had to trust him enough to just go do it, and that he would come back and tell me, even if it was good or bad and I couldn't handle it, I wanted to know. Because it was the not knowing and not seeing for me that made me insecure. It wasn't that he was actually fucking someone. We do that all the time. It was just, I'm an overthinker in general, so it was more like, oh shit, what is he doing? Is he gonna? I never thought he was actually gonna do some fuck shit. I always thought like maybe the woman, maybe, because I didn't know her. I didn't know how she was, and now I'm just like, have a good time.
Yeah,
Let me know how it goes. You know, you have to. I was glad that he pushed me as far as he did, because, how do you always say it? Something about being uncomfortable.
Oh, you never achieve any. No one's ever achieved anything great within their comfort zone.
Yes.
You know, you always have to step outside your comfort zone to achieve something great. When you think about everybody sitting here, especially the couples, when you're 17, 18 years old thinking about marriage in the future, you never thought about the possibility of someone fucking your wife. It's not what you're doing. You weren't, man, I'm
Maybe
gonna
they
get
did.
married.
You don't know about that.
Well, most people didn't think, man, I can't wait to get married so somebody can fuck my wife. Like that, you know. So you've evolved to that point, and then a lot of people get into a lifestyle and they think that that's where evolution starts. The evolution of your relationship and your sexual experiences begin once you step into the lifestyle. It's like going to college. You finally made it to college. Oh, thank God I'm here. No, that's when the work starts. That's when the evolution begins. And so.
But a lot of couples stop dating each other, and I think lifestyle brings you back to dating, because before, like, you get kind of in your comfort zone, and you're like, what do I have? What do we have? You go, we gotta get up, we're going to work, we're taking care of the kids, we're taking them here, we're doing that, you know, whatever. And then when you get back in the lifestyle, it's, you have to relearn everything, because you thought you knew everything about that person until you started talking about sex. More sex stuff, you know, it didn't even have to be sex, but whatever fantasy you have, whatever porn. Like, damn, I didn't know you liked BBC porn, or I didn't know you liked, you know, being suspended from the ceiling, you know, shit like that. You don't know, and you have to like almost redate yourself, or redate each other, to know, you know, a little bit more about that person and stay connected. Because now, I always feel like we're connected, but there are times that we fuck, or do podcasts or content or this, that, and the other, and I feel disconnected. So keeping the balance between vanilla life and this, and still reconnecting however you reconnect. If it's after you fuck somebody else, if it's watching TV one night a week with your spouse, however it is, you just have to keep dating each other. But it's a fun way to date, you know? Like, I'm not even married this weekend. Does it? Does that hurt you?
Yeah, sensitive and emotional. So I got the single guys. Any of the guys like to jump in? You guys here at Splash.
They don't look really shy.
They're not all really shy.
Well, I like to piggyback on what you said about, you know, making sure that you go into things not really having certain expectations.
Yeah.
Me, you know, I like to converse with different couples, you know, not expecting anything, you know, a friendly conversation can turn into whatever here, you know. And at the last Splash Mocha in Houston, I hit it off with a couple and ended up kidnapping me 2 of the nights. And they're here again, and, you know, I always tell guys, your reputation gets around. You know, the ladies talk at this event. Who's, you know, a gentleman, who likes to do things rough, you know, whatever the woman is catered to, her particular lifestyle experiences. So, comes to find out that, you know, some conversations were had, and they were like, hey, we met this new couple, this is their first hotel takeover, first real lifestyle experience, and we want to make sure that she has a good experience with a good guy. And she also wants to have her first girl-on-girl experience. So it's like, well, fuck, where do I need to be? So, needless to say, it turned out to be a great experience for all, and even though she said she was a newbie, I don't necessarily believe that. But even if she was a newbie, I would say that she far exceeded my expectations that I would have, even for a pro woman in the lifestyle. So, you know,
Maybe she's just new to that same Splash Mocha and experiences, but she's actually done some fuck stuff before.
Could have been, or either she's done a lot of research for porn, things like that. Like, hey, I really want to do that, you know, and you know, I was more than happy to be her guinea pig. So, this is why we're here, and you know, these are once in a lifetime experiences, and hey, you know, go back and like you said, you have those positive experiences, but also sometimes you laugh at those bad ones too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's all part of the process.
Yep. Yep. Perfect. Perfectly said. Anybody else want the mic? No? No? Everybody's done? I think my headphones just went up.
No.
No, you paused.
No.
I'm just chilling over here. I said I talked a lot during this time.
She reads my mind. She knows what's gonna happen.
Violation, sir.
Going in to get a little fondling, and she like puts the little hand up. You see how she treats me?
A no nudity area.
No, this is definitely a some nudity area. No one can see here.
No, I'm not getting in trouble.
Well, you get in trouble with it. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Legends
Yep.
on our mom. We appreciate you guys coming in. We've been doing the podcast for how long now? I do not know years. Okay? If you ask how long I've been married, I'd say 2 years. Okay, we've been married longer than that. If I said 50 years, then that means I'm tired of you. And, it's like fuck. It's gotta be at least 100 years. I'm good. God, I don't do that. So you know that's a big good thing.
I've been married 7 years.
How long have you been on the podcast?
3 years.
How long have you been together?
Almost 14. I didn't want to marry him. He kept trying to marry me. I was like, I can't, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna trade this one in. I got 14 years. I mean, that car's not even that. Jeez.
Sorry.
Oh, is the mic on? I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. I thought the mic could talk. So, but we originally started doing the podcast before we pulled up. We started doing it because we were doing parties. We were meeting a lot of couples. We had people always ask us, you know, how you guys, why is your relationship the way it is? And, you know, obviously everyone thinks our relationship is perfect, which, you know, compared to relationships I've been in before, it definitely is. But at the same time, it is not perfect. It's a constant work in progress. But we started having people ask us, you know, how do we do the lifestyle? And we started understanding that they're meeting new people. They were meeting people in lifestyle who taught them lifestyle based upon the way they did it, which was in a box. We break down the lifestyle and we let people know the lifestyle is an ecosystem. Right? And within the lifestyle, there's so many different things. You have swingers, hot rods, you know, fetish. You have so many different things. So we break down the ecosystem.
Yeah. And have to tell people like, hey, whatever you do, what works for you, this is what we do and this is how we do it. Just that just the basis though.
Yeah.
And then whatever, you know, fetish, kink, whatever your dynamic is in general, just, you know, make that work for you. You know?
And make sure that you really, every single couple, every single guy, your lifestyle experience is 100% based upon your desires, your imaginations, your fantasy. It can't be mine.
And you're not, that's not going to fit in everybody's box.
It's not. It's not. So make sure that, you know, at least from my standpoint and what we've learned, you make sure that you lifestyle the way that you lifestyle with your spouse. Be honest. Understand that what you like, what you don't like, all of those things are going to continue to evolve. Like I did the example of when you were young, you didn't think that you're going to have somebody fucking your wife, you know, now. And right now, the things that you like in the lifestyle are going to continue to evolve. Anything that doesn't grow dies. You are going to get bored because you got bored with the regular, basic, you know, heterosexual relationship. I just fuck my wife, that's it. You got bored with that.
I mean, here's the thing. Pause on that, and I'll try to be quick. But we actually got bored.
Yeah.
Because we felt like we'd hit like the tip of the iceberg, and we're like, well, where the hell else do we go from here? I mean, we've done single stuff, we've done this, we've done that, we've done blah, 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 and we found Mocha. Because we've done hotel parties, we've done trapeze, we've done Bliss in Miami, we've done Hito, we've done everything, but we didn't realize that we had kept ourselves in a box just as swingers because that's where we were at the time. And then we found Mocha, and I was like, holy shit. Fucking great.
She was like, black dick, oh my god! So much black cock! That was my wife, I'm sorry. I was like, calm down, honey, calm down.
I did swim in the dicks the first year.
The first podcast, she was like, I'm like swimming to see a big black dick. I'm so happy.
Yeah. Well, and I was very sore after that too. That was the time we went home, and that was, because it was our, he would play at hotel parties too, but we could never find like a four-way connection. That was the hardest for us. We didn't, it's hard to find that with like couples. I mean, we occasionally find it, and we'll do that for sure, but it was really hard for us, so this was just easier. And the first time, like Sunday when we got home, our first one was Atlanta. We got home.
I didn't expect to play it.
His dick was raw. Oh, yeah. My pussy hurt so bad, but we wanted to fuck each other. So we went, he was like, I'm gonna shower, you shower, give me 10 minutes, we're fucking done, I'm going to bed. I was like, yes, I love that idea, because I don't think I could take any more than 9.5 right now, so that's all you got. We went home.
Drain my balls, and I need to go to sleep.
Went home, showered, we were in bed at like 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
That never happens, yeah, but, sorry.
I call her pussy ambient. That's, if I can't sleep, I'm like, honey, listen, honey, give me a little ambient. Let me get in there, and then, you know, I'll go to sleep. So that's that day. I only want to have sex for the ambient. Okay, I didn't really.
Okay, we sidetracked though. But so when we found this event, it was good for us because we did get bored with each other. Not with each other, just with where we were. It was almost like a standstill, and it sucked because I'm like, what else do we do? I mean, like, I love him. I love fucking him. But there's only so many. What did you say? Like, I know all your moves?
Yeah.
He like told me like, oh, she knows all you know all my moves, baby. Like, I don't put them all on you anymore.
Like 7 years in, like 7 or 8 years into our relationship, you know, she watches me fuck this girl, and she's like, you know, she's upset. She's like, you know, you don't fuck me like that anymore. And I'm like, no, I do. The thing is, she reacts differently because she doesn't know all my tricks. You know all my moves. I can literally put my finger like this and you'll move into the exact position I want. You've been riding this old dick for 14 years. Okay? At that point it'd been 7, 8 years. I don't have any new tricks. There's no surprises for you. You may enjoy my dick. And I told her, the best dick you're gonna get is new dick.
New dick.
Not my dick. You can love my dick. But I need you to admit that the best dick you're gonna get is new dick. The best pussy I'm gonna get is new pussy. Alright, because it's a surprise. I don't know what to expect. And I had to teach her, like, I am not offended by that. And guess what's gonna happen after you get that dick that you're raving about? Now you're gonna make me step my game up and make me try to find some new shit. You know, but that was one of our hurdles that we had to get past because she didn't want to hurt my feelings. oh, the dick was okay. I saw you, okay. I know that sound. that squeal means that he hit that spot 13 times. Don't lie to me, you know, so.
I did downplay because I was so worried about like how he was never insecure and never showed me that he was insecure. But I still, again, past traumas, sometimes you just bring them on even if you don't want to. And he had to do the same thing. He had to tell me 100 times, you're fine, honey, I don't get mad. It was actually like in a much angrier voice a few times.
Yeah.
He doesn't yell, but his octaves change. If he's really pissed, it gets higher. If he's just like middle ground pissed, it gets lower. You could do it. You could be like, baby, I'm just, you know, really, you're okay. Like, it's a whole thing, but yeah. I can't do your voice. My voice wouldn't even go down that low. It actually made my throat hurt a little bit. But yeah, I mean, there were several times he had to like just reiterate, you're fine, I'm fine, just calm down. And he had to say to me also too, because I didn't realize how simple men are. And I don't mean that even offensively, but I didn't realize like, hey, you want to suck my dick? Okay, come suck my dick. You want to fuck? Let's fuck. Okay, if you don't love me, that's fine. Like,
If a woman calls a man simple, it's a compliment.
mm-hmm.
If a woman calls a man complicated, that's a fucking insult. All right. As a man, my job is to be consistent. Everyone who knows me, if somebody who knows me, whether it's my mom, my friends, if they say, hey, this happened, he did this. Everybody in my family can tell you like, nope, he didn't do that, or yeah, he definitely did that. I'm simple. No complication. To me, when it comes to her, she gets to be complicated. It is my job, if I want to mold her into what I want her to be, she needs to be, there needs to be some complications, some challenges there. You know, not to get biblical, but
Lord, this would not be the place to do it.
I like oxymorons, that's what I do. You know, I had this conversation, and this will be my last thing, where it said, you know, women are a weaker vessel. And simple-minded people find that as an insult. This right here, this thing that cost me $1 is strong. I can toss this, $4. I can toss this bitch across the room and it'll bounce off everything. This is not a weak vessel. We've got crystal at the house that cost as much as this fucking table that I wouldn't dare toss across the room. It's a weaker vessel. Which one is more valuable? The weaker vessel. It means it needs more care. So that's how I've always thought of her. And a guy, fucking simple. This should be me. Her, I can't do that. You know, I gotta handle it with care if I want to move her from one place to another, one cabinet to another. With her, one level of lifestyle to another, keeping her constantly excited, constantly invested, constantly moving to the next level sexually, emotionally, and that is where we have that's where we have the most fun at. You know, so.
In between the times you meet me.
I'm about to beat you in a few minutes. In this podcast.
So, you know, at least the opposite way.
Yeah, I know, like, put my brace back on so I don't beat her up. Beat her with my good hand.
Oh my God. Scary baby all over again. Yeah. Stir the potatoes. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. We'll be back tomorrow with the Dirty Girls Corner. So if any of the ladies want to come back by, Megan and Carrie are going to be here. It'll be a lot wilder. We're probably going to shut the door, so if they get naked or something, like something else is going to happen.
Tomorrow's just going to be inappropriate.
Megan's going to be fucked across the table like, guys, just keep going. You're good. I got you. Anyway, yeah, exactly. So she may need to fuck prior to the podcast before we even get started. But thank you guys again for being on. Thank you guys for listening. And
Yeah. Remember, I've got a splint on, so ladies, anybody who feels sorry for me, wants to have sex, I'll take it. Okay, I just want you guys to know that. I don't want to guilt you into it.
you wear the sling. You're already guilty.
Exactly, okay. So, as always, thank you for joining us, and goodbye. She forgot her line.
I didn't. You started it. Bam. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for talking.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. You just got in? I saw you over there. I had to wave at you because I thought you were about to try to escape.
No, actually, we were trying to figure out where things were at because we only got here at like 2 a.m. last night.
Yeah,
So,
I think that like somebody texted me and said you had to the building.
Thank you guys.
I had my people keep an eye out for you. I'm like, hey,
oh, yeah, actually, we missed you. I think you were out there, like, as we drove up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we knew we were in the right spot.
Yeah.
The Uber driver was kind of scared. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? Nice seeing you, man.
yeah, I tore my arm up yesterday.